Two high school sophomores fell in love after a girls ask guys school dance. Their relationship went steady despite entire summers spent apart. They graduated, got accepted into the same college, and their commitment to each other grew stronger. The joy and the excitement from when they were first dating was still there. They just wanted something more. A father's blessing and a ring on her hand put a label on that something more. Engaged. It's a love story. It's not the love story you're here for, though, is it? Maybe you're here for theirs, your loved ones' stories. Maybe one of them is your love story. We'll get to them. To do that, we're going to look at how one other story ends. This is God's love story to the world, and it ends with the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation can seem intimidating and complex if you've ever read portions of it or heard about it. But when we keep in mind its main message, it becomes the reassuringly simple promise of how the story ends. Jesus wins. A reading from Revelation 21. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea. I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride, beautifully dressed for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." He who was seated on the throne said, "I am making everything new." Then he said, "Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true." He said to me, "It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To the thirsty I will give water without cost from the spring of the water of life." God's love story is him pouring out the water of life to thirsty sinners. But his story didn't need to begin that way. Because after 7 days, God's creation was perfect. And there was nothing separating a holy and perfect God from being with the holy and perfect people that he had created in the Garden of Eden. Then God's first loved ones, Adam and Eve, they changed how this story would play out. They weren't satisfied with being loved by God, so they reached for the fruit that they thought would make them like God. And a holy creation became corrupted. That's old news to you. Even if you've heard that story before, you can look around and see corrupted creation everywhere. You can see it in nature when the same water that gives and sustains life also causes flooding and car accidents. You can see it on the news when you look around the world and see the destructive wake of broken buildings and broken families left. But corruption isn't just out there. It's in here. We get angry. We get impatient with everyone else but us. Our temper and our frustrations cause the mourning and the crying and the pain of so many people in our life that we love the most. We are the evidence of creation's corruption. And the people we love the most, it was never God's desire that their eyes cried so many tears, or that their bodies became the home of tumors and diseases. That was never from God's heart. An old and corrupted creation lies to us. It lies to us to convince us that this is normal, that this is always going to be tomorrow. But we know better than that. And we're not crazy to think so. Jesus came to prove that an old and corrupted creation isn't the whole story. Every sick person he cured, every broken body that he healed, every unimpressive and ordinary person that he taught, every single one of those, an occasion, a down payment, a mini fulfillment of the prophecy from Revelation. I'm making everything new. Nothing could stop him, not even death. When Jesus came, when he came back to life, he proved that. He introduced a plot twist to humanity's story that right now, the mourning and the crying and the tears and the pain that seem never ending, it's just the right now. And the something more is waiting for us in heaven. The old order of things is waiting to be made new. That's heaven, where the Lamb seated on the throne in victory says, there will be no more death, mourning, crying, pain. But, like a bride and a groom waiting for their wedding day, we're not there yet. When a girlfriend says yes, boyfriend becomes fiancé. And there's so much excitement right away, right? Telling family and friends, picking a venue, a dress. But there's a lot to do before the wedding. If planning a wedding was ever a part of your story, maybe there came a day, a time, when you just wanted the wedding day to be there already, when you were sick and tired of all the waiting. There's a lot of joy in being together and being engaged, but who wants to be engaged forever? Being a Christian in this life is still a blessing, even through the tears and the waiting. But who wants to wait? Who wants to wait forever when there's a better day to come, and that's something more that you've been looking forward to? We live every second in a relationship with God, restored by Jesus. For God, to look at us is to see Jesus, to see his perfect righteousness covering over everything angry, everything impatient, everything imperfect, everything old about us. So the life of a Christian is this paradox. On the one hand, we stand right now forgiven and holy, saints. At the same time, sin still lives in us and around us. We're old, and we want to be made new. It's good to want the wedding day promised to us. It's not here yet, so we wait. And while we wait, Jesus, he's a good groom. He won't let us forget just how much he loves us while we're waiting. He tells us stories. He writes letters to us, reminding us again and again of his love for us. He prepares you. He gets you ready for your wedding by washing you through water and the word to prepare you, to dress you beautifully as his bride, holy. No blemishes, no stains, no wrinkles, just holy. A saint. Jesus hasn't stopped telling us, I love you. As high school sweethearts, they had gone on a lot of dates in 8 years, but none of them compared to their wedding day. None of them compared to the day, the something more they had been looking forward to for so long. And when the doors at the back of the church opened wide to welcome in the beautiful bride, who could look away? She was more beautiful than he ever imagined. You're the bride. You are who God is waiting in heaven to see and to have with him forever. The story of Revelation. It's the story of your wedding day. It's the story of their wedding day. They went through their engagement period, their time of waiting, their tears and pain. That's over now. They've begun their new life with God in heaven. Your wedding day is coming soon. Well, soon to God. But what's soon to the Alpha and the Omega, a God without beginning or end? So we wait. Wait and look forward to the day when God welcomes you into heaven to be with him forever as his holy and beautiful bride. Follow their example. They had their engagement period. May God give us strength and patience as we look forward to the day when we are welcomed into heaven as his beautiful and holy bride. Amen.